What if the next major revolution in consumer technology doesn't arrive with flashy presentations, celebrity endorsements, or fireworks exploding on a giant stage, but instead creeps in quietly, disguised as a rugged little box you can strap to your chest or mount on your helmet? Imagine a change so subtle at first that you only realize its significance after it has already shifted the landscape forever. That is exactly the kind of story being whispered across the tech world right now. And at the center of it all is DJI, a company with a reputation for rewriting entire industries. The action camera space has been stuck in an endless cycle of predictable, incremental updates for years. We've come to expect a little sharper resolution here, slightly better stabilization there, and maybe the occasional new shooting mode. These upgrades have kept the market alive, but they've never truly shaken the foundations of what an action camera could be. The result is a world where many users no longer anticipate game-changing leaps, but instead settle for small steps forward. Yet, behind the scenes, something far more dramatic is brewing. And if the leaks, whispers, and insider clues hold true, it might just redefine the DNA of portable filmmaking. The DJI Osmo Action 6 is no longer just a rumor. It's shaping up to be a complete reimagining of the action camera experience, promising to end the race of tiny, incremental improvements with a generational leap. And if history has taught us anything about DJI, it's that when this company makes bold promises, it often delivers them. Remember when drones were little more than toys for hobbyists? DJI transformed them into a global industry, giving everyday people the power to capture breathtaking aerial footage that once required helicopters and Hollywood budgets. When they introduced handheld gimbals, they didn't just target professionals, they made cinematic stabilization accessible to anyone holding a camera or even a smartphone. Time and again, DJI has thrived on doing the impossible, and every sign suggests they're preparing to do it again, this time with the Osmo Action 6. For months now, tech insiders have been piecing together a puzzle made up of shipping manifests, leaked firmware, and industry whispers. Slowly, the outline of a new kind of action camera has emerged. And it doesn't look like just another competitor to GoPro or Insta360 instead. It looks like a deliberate attempt to disrupt the entire category. At the center of this disruption lies one critical breakthrough: the sensor. In the world of cameras, the sensor is everything. It dictates how much light can be captured, how much detail can be resolved, and ultimately how cinematic the final footage feels. The Achilles heel of every action camera to date has been its tiny sensor. Forced by physics into cramped bodies designed to survive crashes, water, and extreme conditions, small sensors inevitably mean weaker low-light performance, limited dynamic range, and that digital flat look that makes most action cam footage instantly recognizable. But DJI seems ready to smash through this long-standing wall by introducing a massive 1-inch CMOS sensor in the Osmo Action 6. To put this into perspective, a 1-inch sensor is the kind of hardware you expect to find in high-end compact cameras or professional gear costing thousands of dollars. Not in a device small enough to mount on your surfboard. The implications are staggering. A larger sensor captures more light, which means less noise and richer detail in low-light environments. Filming a sunset ride on your mountain bike? Instead of blotchy shadows and blown-out skies, you'll get footage alive with nuance and detail. Recording night skiing or stargazing? Instead of video that resembles a grainy security feed, you'll capture cinematic, crisp imagery with smooth gradients and deep contrast. The jump in dynamic range alone rumored to push beyond 13 stops places the Osmo Action 6 closer to professional cinema cameras than any other action cam before it. Of course, resolution is another big talking point. According to leaks, the Osmo Action 6 could deliver 8K video at 30 frames per second. At first, this number might raise eyebrows. Many people ask, why do I need 8K when most of us don't even own an 8K TV? The answer lies not in display but in flexibility. Shooting in 8K doesn't mean you must watch in 8K. Instead, it provides enormous freedom in editing. Want to crop into your shot for a tighter frame? You can do it without losing sharpness when exporting to 4000. Need to reframe or digitally pan across a scene? With 8K, you have the resolution cushion to pull it off seamlessly. Essentially, each 8,000 clip becomes a toolkit for multiple angles and creative edits baked into one recording. For creators, this flexibility is a game changer. And DJI hasn't forgotten about slow-motion lovers. Rumors point to 4,000 at 120 frames per second for buttery smooth playback, along with 5.3K at 60 fps for those who want both resolution and fluid motion. Combine this with 10-bit DLOG-M color profiles, and you suddenly have an action cam that doubles as a pocket-sized cinema tool, delivering rich, gradable footage suitable for serious productions. But let's be honest, specs are meaningless if the camera can't survive the chaos that defines action shooting. An action cam must handle crashes, dust, water, snow, and extreme temperatures without hesitation. DJI seems to understand this better than anyone. And the Osmo Action 6 is rumored to refine its rugged design rather than reinvent it, which is a smart move. Expect the same compact, tough build, but with upgrades that matter, such as waterproofing up to 20 meters without requiring a separate case. This alone sets it apart, since many competitors need bulky housings to achieve that depth rating. Dual OLED touchscreens are also expected, brighter and more responsive for framing shots on the fly. And DJI's clever magnetic quick-release system will return, making it easier than ever to swap accessories or mounts in seconds. These refinements show that DJI isn't just chasing headline specs, they're building a tool designed for real world. Use connectivity is another area where DJI looks set to quietly redefine expectations. With built-in Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth 5.1, the Osmo Action 6 will likely offer faster file transfers, lower latency, and more stable connections to DJI's companion app. Anyone who has ever sat impatiently waiting for massive video files to crawl onto their phone will appreciate this upgrade. On top of that, rumors suggest up to 47 gigabytes of internal storage, meaning you won't be left stranded if you forget a memory card. Battery life too looks impressive. With whispers of 2 battery options, one reportedly capable of over 4 hours of continuous 4,000 recording. For anyone who has struggled with the short battery life of action cams in the past, this could be a game-changing level of endurance. And of course, we cannot talk about an action camera without addressing stabilization. DJI's RockSteady technology has already been considered a benchmark in the industry. But RockSteady 4.0 is expected to raise the bar even further. By combining advanced gyroscope data with AI-enhanced algorithms, this system could produce footage so smooth it mimics the look of gimbal stabilization. Even during high-impact activities like mountain biking, skiing, or skateboarding, Horizon Lock, already a beloved feature, is rumored to be stronger than ever, keeping your footage level no matter how much you tilt, spin, or roll. For creators who live in chaotic environments, this kind of stabilization is not just convenience, it's essential. Now, let's talk about the one factor that can make or break a product: price. Rumors suggest the Osmo Action 6 could launch between $329 and $429. Considering the groundbreaking hardware and features packed inside, this is an aggressive strategy. At this price point, DJI isn't simply positioning itself as an alternative to GoPro or Insta360. It's taking direct aim at the heart of the action camera market and making every other option look instantly outdated. The combination of a 1-inch sensor, 8K recording, advanced stabilization, and professional-level color profiles at this price could be enough to permanently alter buyer expectations and force the entire industry to catch up. The broader story here is not just about one camera, it's about what the Osmo Action 6 represents. This device embodies the quiet revolution of consumer technology, where the most transformative advancements don't always arrive with loud announcements or flashy marketing campaigns. Instead, they slip quietly into our hands, reshaping the creative possibilities for millions of users. The Osmo Action 6 promises to close the gap between Hollywood-level video production and everyday creators, allowing vloggers, travelers, athletes, and adventurers to capture their worlds with unprecedented beauty and detail. It means that professional quality filmmaking is no longer restricted to those with massive rigs, expensive gear, or deep pockets. And perhaps the most exciting part is that this isn't just a small step forward, it's a seismic shift disguised as a rugged palm-sized camera. If everything we've seen in the leaks and whispers turns out to be true, the Osmo Action 6 could very well be the most significant release in the history of action cameras. It may not shout its arrival with fireworks, but its impact could echo loudly across the industry for years to come. So, as we look toward its official unveiling, one thing is clear: the game is about to change forever.